All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Friday, and you know what that means. Say it with me. It is Octane Friday, and we have a good one today, and I'm excited for today's topic. So if you're a fan, you already know this because you probably listened to all the stations and things that would have already informed you that yesterday, August 12th, was the 30th anniversary of Metallica's Black album, Metallica. And what a huge record this is for so many of us. I mean, this is an amazing record. We did do a show on this last summer from Rock Pond up in the Adirondacks, which maybe I'll post below. But anyway, this is just, to this day, still a favorite record of mine. I'm sure it is for many of you. If you remember the backstory just a little bit, Metallica had a huge following in the metal scene, the thrash metal, however. So if you think about And Justice for All in the song One, I remember the first time I ever saw that video, I was like, what am I watching here? What is going on? So they had legions of fans, and when this record came out, well, the time was right. 1991, we're talking right in the middle of grunge, right when grunge is taking off. People were ready for some heavy stuff. They were doing their thing, and so this record was less thrash and more metal, a little more mainstream, and that pissed a lot of fans off because all of a sudden everyone loved Metallica. Nobody could get enough Metallica, and there were bumper stickers and T-shirts and posters, and people MTV just rotating that video after video all the time, and they were like, "What is going on with our band here?" And you know how that goes. I mean, that's happened to so many bands when they change their style just a little bit. But sometimes something good comes out of it, and this record is a behemoth. As far as songs are concerned, it's basically a greatest hits. I don't know how you pick just a couple songs off this record. It's impossible. But the working title for this album was Married to Metal, a little tongue-in-cheek, because three of them were getting divorces during the recording of this. Speaking of the recording of this, I think it was one of the first times they all recorded in the same room together, which was new for them, and that was inspired by their producer. Enter Sandman was a title 6 years earlier that they were kicking around of doing, and then eventually it was a Soundgarden riff that inspired them to finish this song. What are the numbers? 5 singles. Really could have been 6 singles if you count Don't Tread on Me, because that got radio play even though it wasn't released as a single. 16 million plus copies, a huge number, and we could go on and on and on. We could do a 10-minute show about this record, and we could break down all the songs and all that stuff. But all I can say is that this was my first introduction to a full Metallica record, so I'm guilty as charged as far as that's concerned. But I just wore this cassette out in my car, and every time I played it, I would have a new favorite song. In the end, I think Sad But True was really one of my most favorite ones. But it was just so heavy and so good, and it just sounded so good when you just cranked it up. And then they just toured the hell out of this record. Everyone knows that, but it was your chance to see them. And then, of course, later they did the symphony of their music and stuff, and so they just kept it rolling. And just, I've seen them a few times in concerts since then. Amazing show, but this record is where it all started for me. What are the highlights of this record? You got Enter Sandman, Sad But True, The Unforgiven, Wherever I May Roam, Don't Tread on Me, like we said, Through the Never. They think that song is kooky, but I like that song. And of course, Nothing Else Matters, your metal ballad, if you will. So how do I pick a song of the day? Well, stick with me. We got some logic here. Today is Friday the 13th, and with that theme in mind, the movie Friday the 13th brilliantly used the song Mr. Sandman, that great song by the Chordettes. How did that become a scary song when you heard it? I mean, it just made no sense, right? But they were just doing brilliant work with quiet film and with the song. I mean, you hear that song, it's not a scary song at all. It's one of my favorite songs, and we'll do a song of the day about that one just one of these days. We'll do that. But they managed to pull it off, and somehow that's just creepy. And so Mr. Sandman becomes Enter Sandman, obviously, and Enter Sandman was the lead-off single that just went through the roof. So that is your song of the day. Enter Sandman from Metallica, 30th anniversary. Play that whole record today, everybody. Just turn it up. Revisit it or acquaint yourself with it if you don't know it, because man, it holds up. It is still good to this day. So have a good one. Enjoy it. Octane Friday is a good one today. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.